Here you go. So this is WikiLeaks website guidance, unclassified, and we already went over the non-disclosure form. So basically, you know that unclassified means it's still classified. Okay. And the only reason why I'm sharing this information with Barbara is because you know what I'm saying she was in a spiker. So she was in she was in Iraq too. She was in Camp Spiker. So we just had we just had a meeting from the WikiLeaks report. It's all over the news. I was like, oh shit, I just saw that on the news, and now we're having a meeting on it. Look it up on Yahoo, search SPC Bradley Manning, right? So, so how high were you in the chain of command? I would say executive branch high. We're the Department of Defense, Oscar. We are not just the Army, Oscar. We are everything. We oversee everyone. We are the ones who decide on everything. So this is like so he breaks it down for me. So like, so all that, like, right? So, so basically, he broke it down for me. So the G3 is an assistant chief of staff, or senior staff officer of operations plans at the division level and higher. And then EOC stands for Emergency Operations Center. Obviously, captain, CPT stands for captain. CSM, a captain sergeant major, a non-commissioned rank, a position of office in the United States Army. The holder of this rank and position is the most senior enlisted member of a color-bearing Army unit, battalion, or higher. The CSM is appointed to serve as the spokesman to address the issues of all soldiers, from enlisted to officers, from the warrant officers and lieutenants to the Army's highest positions. As such, they are the senior enlisted advisor to the commander. The exact duties vary depending on the unit commander, including observing, training, talking with soldiers and their families. Obviously, USA stands for United States of America. USA, US, commonly known as United States. U.S. or America is a country primarily located in North America. It consists of 50 states, a federal district, five major unincorporated territories, nine minor outlying islands, and 326 Indian reservations. MC stands for Army Material Command. MIL stands for military. FORSCOM stands for United States Army Forces Command. It's the largest United States Army command. It provides the expeditionary, regionally engaged, campaign capable, and land forces to combat commanders. Headquarters at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. FORSCOM consists of more than 750 active U.S. Army, Army, U.S. Army Reserves, and Army National Guard soldiers. FORSCOM was created on July 1st, 1973, from the former Continental Army Command, CONARC, who in turn supplement the Army Field Forces and Army Ground Forces. The mission is Forces Command trains and prepares a combat-ready, globally responsive total force in order to build a sustained readiness to meet combat command requirements. You're gonna so you're gonna see that you're gonna see a lot of this, bro. Readiness. You know what I'm saying? Combat. You're gonna see a lot of this combat, combat, combat. All right. So the vision to produce combat. There you go. Combat ready and globally responsive total army forces that are well led, disciplined, trained, and experienced, ready now to deploy and win a large scale combat operations near and near peer threats. Okay, so let's see how you remember what that means. A BG in the United States Armed Forces, a brigade general is the one-star general officer in the United States Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, or Space Force. You can see also a lot of armed forces. Brigade general ranks above a colonel and below a major general. The pay grade of a brigade general is an '07. It is equivalent to the rank of a rear admiral, lower half in the other United States uniformed services, which use naval ranks. It is abbreviated as BG in the Army, Brigade General in the Marine Corps, and then BRGN in the Air Force and Space Force. MG, uh, MG in the United States Armed Forces, Major General is a two-star general officer in the United States Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Space Force. A, a MSG is a master sergeant in the military rank for a senior non-commissioned officer in the armed forces of some countries. SGM, Sergeant Major, is a senior non-commissioned rank or appointment in many militaries around the world. SES is a Senior Executive Service. SES is a position classification in the civil service of the United States federal government, equivalent to the general officer or flag officer rank in the U.S. Armed Forces. It is created in 1979 when the Civil Service Reform Act of 1978 went into effect under President Jimmy Carter. COL means colonel, abbreviated as colonel. Colonel or colonel is a senior military officer rank used in many countries. It is also used in some police forces and preliminary organizations. SFC, Sergeant First Class, USAR, LTC in the United States Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Space Force. Lieutenant Colonel is a field grade officer rank just above the rank of Major and just below the rank of Colonel. It is equivalent to the naval rank of Commander in the uniformed services. A second. Plans and military operation plan, also called the War Plan before World War II, is a formal plan for military armed forces. You can tell you anything about armed forces. They're military organizations and units to conduct operations as drawn up by commanders within the combat operations process in achieving objectives before or during a conflict. Military plans are generally produced in accordance with the military doctrine of the troops involved because planning is a valuable exercise for senior military staff in peacetime nations. Generally produce plans of very detail, even even for very unlikely hypothetical scenarios. Then you got the 403rd AFSB. That's kind of ended it kind of messed up. 403rd Army Field Support Brigade, AFSB, headquarters in Camp Henry. I can't even say that word. Republic of Korea delivers U.S. Army material enterprise to support forces throughout the Korean and Japanese theaters of operations. Then you have the 403 ASB is the subordinate units provide tactical operation and strategic level support to forces throughout the region, to include acquisition, logistics, technology, related sustained support to Army, joint multinational forces, and as well as other government agencies as directed by the Army Sustained Command, ASC. The Army Material Command and supported senior commanders. Give me a second. Um, so what was that? Support senior commanders, right? Okay, so 405th ASB. 405th ASB Field Support Brigade assigned to the United States Army Sustained Command and under the operational control of the 21st Theater Sustained Command, U.S. Army, Europe and Africa, is headquartered at. Oh no, I have no idea what the hell. Hold on, a second. All right, so let's see. What was that? Plans? No, okay, same. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, Germany, right? It provides material enterprise support to U.S. forces throughout Europe and Africa, providing theater sustaining logistics, synchronizing acquisitions, logistics, and technology, and leveraging the U.S. Army Material Command material enterprise to support joint forces. Our mission, the 405th Field Support Brigade, operationalizes U.S. Army Material Command capabilities and delivers anticipatory readiness, none of that, within the U.S. European Command and the U.S. Africa Command areas of responsibility at the tactical point of need. 406 ASB EOC. The real history of the 406 ASB AFSB is the daily accomplishments of the command's thousands of soldiers. Department of Army civilians and contractors actively engaged in the force generating mission, the interrogation, yeah, and execution of installation logistics through the LRCs and pre-deployment training equipment partnership with Forces Command. And the 406 AFSB workforce family is united in providing interrogated and synchronized AMC support, aligned with the U.S. Northern Command and the direct support of the Army's Contingency Corps. Airborne, all 22 Brigade Logistics Support Teams, BLSTs, deploy multiple times in support of the global war on terror. 407 ASB S3, the 407 Army Field Support Brigade ASB, located at Fort Hood, Texas, has the mission to provide and synchronizing sustainment of U.S. Army active duty, reserve, and National Guard units and joint forces within its area of operations. It is regionally aligned with U.S. Southern Command, SOUTHCOM, and directly supports Third Corps headquarters at Fort Hood. The 407th also coordinates support to various joint exercises. You have Afghan SWA Army Major, the command in certain jurisdictions is the military rank of commissioned officer status, with corresponding ranks existing in many armed forces throughout the world. When the used unhyphened and in conjunction with no other indicators, major is one rank above captain in armies and air force. One of the rank below is lieutenant colonel. It is considered the most junior of field officer ranks. Headquarters, HQ headquarters, force protection. Force protection, FP, refers to the concept of of protecting family personnel, family members, civilians, facilities, equipment, and operations from threats of or hazards in order to preserve operational effectiveness and contribute to mission success. AR North, the United States Army North, is a formation of the United States Army, an Army Service Component Command, ASCC, similar to the United States Northern Command, NORTHCOM. AR North is the Joint Force Land component of NORTHCOM. AR North is responsible for homeland defense and defense support of civil authorities. AR North is headquartered at Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Huh. CONUS, the Continental United States, and obviously you know the opposite of that is U.S. Army State Command. Command Operations Office Information Center. A command center, often called a war room, is in place that is used to provide centralized command for some purpose. While frequently considered to be a military facility, these can be used in many other cases by governments or businesses. The term war room is also often used in politics to refer to teams of communication people who monitor and listen to the media and public, respond to inquiries, and citizenizing opinions to determine the best course of action. LADC is local area defense commander. AMCOC is the on movement committee, serves to train, educate, and inspire unit and movement representatives. The movement committee trains soldiers in both the Air Movement Control Officer, MCO, course, and the Unit Movement Officer, UMO, course at Fort Bragg. Ops, you know what that means, already, operations. So it's not CENTCOM, it's SECCOM. So the Communications Electronics Command is a Life Cycle Management Command, LCMC, of the United States Army based at Adherm, providing proving ground, Maryland, United States. It is one of four such commands under the Army Materiel Command, and it is the Army's and is the Army's provider and maintainer of command, control, communications, computers, cyber intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. C5ISR capabilities. LCMC, Life Cycle Management Command. And you got, you know, what that is. ASC, you already know what that is. Army Sustainment Command is a primary provider of logistics supports to units of the United States Army. It is the major subordinate command of the United States Army Materiel Command, AMC. TACOM, the United States Army Tank, Automotive, and Armaments Command. I can't even say that word. Readiness Operations Center. And you got RDCOM, the Combat Capabilities Development Command, DEVCOM, and AKA CCDC, formerly the United States Army Research Development and Engineering Command, is a subordinate command of the U.S. Army Futures Command. JMC, the Joint Mutations Command. JMC is the latest in the series of commands since World War II that have managed the ammunition plants of the United States since 1973. Those commands have been headquarters on Rock Island Arsenal. OPCTR, OPCSTR SDDC, Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, is an Army Service Component Command of the U.S. Transportation Command. U.S. I can't even say that right. I'm not gonna try it. And the major subordinate command to the Army Material Command. Combat Operations Centers. The United States Army Security Assistance Command, USASAC. The Army's face to the world, and then control monitor online and assistant battle captain of situations. SITREP maintains command and control C2 at all times during exercises. There you go, exercises again. Emergency operations. The battle captain functions as a commander's representative during emergencies, which would include directing various actions to directorate and director an agency staff representatives when the operations officer is absent. Must thoroughly understand the makeup and operations of the EOC. Prepares and presents briefings to the commander pertinent to current situations of emergency operations and exercises. Remember that, right? Can you remember that? Criminal intelligence specialist, which is used for non-secure communications, and you got SIPR accounts, your secure internet protocol router network. SIPR is a system of interconnected computer networks used by the U.S. Department of Defense and the U.S. Department of State to transmit classified information up to and including information classified as secret by packet switching over to the completely secure environment. It also provides services such as hypertext document access and electronic mail. As such, CyberNet is the DoD's classified version of the civilian internet. CyberNet is the secret component of the Defense Information Systems Network. Other components handle communications with other security needs, such as the Joint Worldwide Intelligence Communication System. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, which is used for top secret communications. DSN, the Defense Switch Network, is a primary information transfer network for the Defense Information Systems Network. In the United States Department of Defense, the DSN provides the worldwide non-secure voice, secure data. Oh man, and data teleconferencing services for the DoD command and control CO2 elements. They're supporting activities engaged in logistics, personnel, engineering, and intelligence, as well as other federal agencies. In 1982, the DSN was designated by the Office of Secretary of Defense, OSD, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, JCS, as the provider of long-distance communications services from DoD. For the DoD, the DSN is designated as a primary system of communication during peacetime, periods of crisis, pre-attack, non-nuclear, and post-attack phases of war. The network assures non-blocking services for users with flash and flash overdrive. Procedures capabilities. Key users include the National Command Authorities, commanders of the Command and the Submarine Command commanders. DSN replaced the old Avion system. Operates at the highest level of network of DoD's information cyberspace. It is controlled network, and the information contained within it is great of importance to both the U.S. and other parties looking for information because of its importance. A key issue surrounding it is a threat to cyber terrorism. So we gotta remember, we gotta mark this one. Yeah, remember that one right there. Anyway, so Command Security Manager (SSO), the Special Securities Office (SSO) is a function within multiple arms of United States federal government and armed forces with the mission to provide a reliable, secure means to receive a dissident sensitive compartment information (SCI) and special access programs (SAP) to authorize recipients in the United States government and military organizations. In the military, they are administered by the National Security Agency or Defense Intelligence Agency, depending on the command's mission. I'm not even gonna say that one right there. The U.S. Forest Fleet of the United States Navy numbered fleet. It is a naval component command of the U.S. Southern Command, USS Southcom, and Fourth Fleet is headquarters of Naval Station Mayport in Jacksonville, Florida. It is responsible for the U.S. naval ships, aircraft, and submarines operating in the Caribbean Sea, in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans around Central and South America. I think I'm almost done. Oh, and all these, man, all these that I'm reading off to you, it ain't from my, bro. This is what you're gonna see right now. All right. So let me take a break real quick. Okay. All right. Ready? Here you go. Chief Warrant Officer 4. The Chief Warrant Officer 4 is a senior level technical and tactical expert. They primarily support battle brigade divisions, corps, and I'm not gonna say that word, above corps operations. Chief Warrant Officer 5, CW5. The Chief Warrant Officer 5 is the master level technical and tactical expert. They primarily support the brigade, division, corps, I'm not gonna say that word, above corps and major command operations. They have special warrant officer leadership and representation responsibilities within their respective commands.